God, this ring light is bright. It's going to be burned into my retinas by the end of today. Woo. Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. It's Liz. I'm here with my second vlog. I did my first one in October, November time, and I was really surprised how much everyone watched it and liked it and stuff, so I decided that I'll keep it going. Actually, it was really useful. I had been worried about doing vlogs previously because I'm a little bit scared of the commitment of saying that I'm going to do a thing and then having to do it. But actually it worked really well, and I was quite productive this month. I made quite a lot of stuff, and the vast majority of it was wearable, so I'm quite a happy bunny. So I'm going to stick to the same format. I'm going to tell you about the patterns that I bought in November, and I'm going to then tell you about the things that I made in November, and then I'll tell you about my plans for December. That format seems to work quite well. Let's talk about patterns that I bought in November. I'm honestly like losing track of time and the days, what month are we even in. I can't believe it's December and it's nearly Christmas. So the first pattern that I bought in November was the Stacker jacket by Papercut Patterns. I've had it in my mind for a while that I want to make a shacket, and this one looks like it fits the bill quite well. And also they were having a sale, so many sales on patterns over the past month, which is why I bought probably more than I would normally. But yeah, this looks good. I like the styling of the pockets, and the general overall fit looks good to me, so I'm going to try and make that one, but probably not in December. I also was seduced by a sale that Do It Better Yourself Club were having. I think it was like a buy a pattern get one free or something like that. So I bought the Augusta Moto jeans, which I have seen Birdie So Obsessed on Instagram make before, and they look really great, and I interrogated her a little bit via direct message and asked her whether she thought that the fit was good and stuff, because usually I have a lot of problems with fit on jeans. The blocks always seem to be made for someone who has like a way higher rise than I do, and like my legs are chunky compared to my frame, so things don't tend to fit me all that well, and I have to make a lot of mods to jeans. But these look good. I actually downloaded the Do It Better Yourself leggings pattern, which is a free one. I did mention in my last vlog that I was looking for a leggings pattern, and yeah, I downloaded their free pattern just to kind of test what the drafting is like, and actually they're a really good fit, and I'll come on to that further on in the video. So after having some confidence in that leggings pattern, I thought I would throw caution to the wind and buy the Moto jeans pattern. And the second pattern that I got was their Anna button-down skirt, and I just thought this was really cute. I've seen Mary Wyatt London, which is like an independent goth fashion designer, makes similar kind of button-down corduroy skirts, which is what I've got planned for this pattern. And then I also bought a copy of the True Bias Nico, or Nico, I'm never quite sure how that's meant to be pronounced, but this is a turtleneck pattern. Last month I did buy the Megan Nielsen Rowan bodysuit, which is a similar turtleneck design, but I had some issues with that when I made it a couple of weeks ago, and I'll share those issues further on in the video. So I thought I'd try the True Bias Nico instead, in the hope that it will solve some of those issues, and when I kind of look at the fit of the two patterns on the sample pictures, they do look slightly different. So I'm gonna try the Nico and see if it helps with the issue that I've had. If you follow me on Instagram, you may already have seen what that issue was, because I shared it in my stories when I was making it. And I have tried to fix said issue, but it hasn't been 100% successful. So keep watching, I'll talk about that later. And then the last pattern that I actually bought was the Oh Lulu Josephine Racerback Bra. I'm just a sucker for lingerie patterns. What can I say? If I see them and they're on sale, that's like the one type of pattern that I'll hoard, because I just love bra patterns and lingerie patterns. So I bought that bralette. I'm probably going to try and make one in December. I have a couple of different bralette patterns on my to-do list. So yeah, I might try and make one of them in December, we'll see. And then the final pattern that I received this month that actually I didn't buy and kind of wasn't really gifted it either, because I actually did a pattern test for it, was the House of Akong jogger pattern, which is by my good friend Nicole, who was a fellow B and she was in the finals. And she's developing her own line of patterns and also developing her own line of designer ready to wear. So I was delighted that she asked me to pattern test. Yeah, I'll talk about that as well in a second. God, this ring light is bright. It's going to be burned into my retinas by the end of today. Woo. So, to avoid drawing this out any longer and permanent damage to my retinas, let's talk about fabrics that I bought this month. I was quite restrained in November, I would say, and that's purely because I have quite a good basic stash of things now, like ribbing and like French terry and stuff like that, that I can use to accent projects that I'm wanting to make. And now I find I'm just buying fabrics that either really catch my eye and I'm worried that they're going to sell out and I won't be able to get them again later, or I'm buying fabrics specifically for a project, not just to have in my stash. I am trying to be more mindful about buying and stashing fabrics, so I'm trying not to stash stuff because it just feels a little bit wasteful, and only buy what I need to do the projects that I have in mind. However, that said, I did see this amazing fabric, which is, on the face of it, just a grey and black leopard skin or animal print fabric. However, when you put it in the sunlight outside, like it doesn't work through a window really, but if you put it in the sunlight outside, there's light reactive dye behind these spots that turns pink and blue. And when I saw this, I thought that my youngest daughter would absolutely go crackers for this. So I plan to make a little jersey skater dress out of this for my littlest girl, and she'll absolutely go nuts for that. I should say actually this was from First Fabrics, which is one of my local fabric stores, and I absolutely love them. They're always really helpful. The second fabric that I bought was one that I had looked for a little while ago, and I was looking for it when I was planning a second pair of Yanta overalls, which I still haven't quite gotten around to sewing yet. But I saw this fabric and for some reason it was in my head and I couldn't get it out of my head, and so I had to buy it. And really when it's arrived, I'm not even sure it's anything all that special. I just kind of like built it up in my head. But I do really like it now that it's arrived. And it is this, just peek through the hole, Ponte, not sure how you meant to pronounce it. It's a kind of heavier weight, very drapey pont, and it's a plum and black check. I hope you can actually see it on the camera because I can't tell from here whether you can pick out detail. Buying this and the third fabric that I'm going to show you is proof to me that no two ponts are ever made the same. This is really drapey, fairly thin and very elastic. Like you could easily make, I don't know, like a nice pair of leggings or something out of this. Whereas this one, which I also bought with Yanta overalls in mind, is much thicker and less stretchy and more stable. This is one that I bought from my local haberdashery, which is Boys. I bought this again with more Yanta overalls in mind, and I'm not too sure now that I've got it home, purely because it is quite a lot more stable and a bit less drapey than the plum coloured pont. But I don't know, I'm gonna have to think about it. This one might actually become more of a pinafore dress, or perhaps might become a pencil skirt. Don't know, not sure yet. And apart from some cut and sew bra foam, which I bought for my latest Black Beauty bra, which we'll talk about in a second, I didn't actually buy anything else. That was it. I was fairly restrained, and I don't foresee myself buying anything in December either, if I can help it. So, now to talk through the pile of stuff that I made in November. I was actually really prolific, and I think kind of setting out what my goals were in the last vlog kind of helped me to focus. Like, I had a list of things that I wanted to tick off, rather than like often I'll get in the sewing room and I'll be like, I don't know what should I make, and I get kind of target confusion. So it did help, and I'm glad that I did it, which is why I'm back doing another one. First, let's talk about the mini skirts that I made. I actually put a little tutorial up on my Instagram, so if you don't follow me over there, go and have a look. But in my highlights, I showed how to draft a really basic pattern for a stretch mini skirt, and then posted like a walkthrough of how to make the mini skirt. And I did a reel as well, which I was really proud of myself for, because I'm not very good at reels. So this is the black corduroy version that I made, and I love it. I've worn it quite a lot already. Really perfect with tights underneath, really super snuggly, chunky black corduroy. And then I made a second version, which is this one with starry French terry. I can't find this French terry for sale anywhere anymore, so unfortunately can't point you to a source for it. But if you would like to go and check that out, it's really simple to make one for yourself. You don't even need an overlocker, you can just use your sewing machine. And if you do make one, tag me so that I can see how fabulous you look. I believe in the last vlog I did say I was going to try making a Geordie bralette. This pattern is by Emerald Erin. I made this wonderful fishbone black and white affair, which I'll show you in more detail. The pattern itself is really nice. It all goes together really well, but I have big fit issues with this pattern. And this is because the underarm edge, or like the outer cup edge, is gaping and not really containing everything. And then the inner cup edge is actually cutting across my boob, which leaves me with like quad boob, which looks weird. So it's almost like the whole cup needs re-engineering. And one of my sewing friends, who I've never met, but talk to all the time on Instagram, called So You're Happy, she actually had the same issues as me. So she has re-engineered the Geordie bralette pieces to fit better, and I think that if I was to make this again, I'd probably start with the same modifications that she made. However, I have been through this process with other patterns, like the Watson bra by Cloth Habit, and fitting a bra is like a painful process. Everyone's anatomy is different, so it's very rare, I think, that people actually get a bra pattern out of the packet, make it, and it fits them straight away. Which is why for me the Black Beauty bra is such a holy grail, because I haven't had to make any adjustments whatsoever and it just fits. And I think a lot of people find that with that pattern as well. So from one bra, let's go on to another bra. So I made this rather fabulous beast, and I have posted pictures on my Instagram, which I'll pop a picture up there. This is the Black Beauty bra, and this is also by Emerald Erin. This is such a wonderful pattern, I can't even tell you how good it is. This just fits me like a glove out of the pattern packet, and it gives such an amazing shape. I haven't seen very many people post negative things about this pattern, and even when I see people say it didn't quite fit me, like usually it's minor tweaks. So yeah, I highly recommend this pattern if you are thinking about making a bra. And also, if you are gonna give it a go for the first time, I would really recommend going and joining Bra Makers from Beginner to Intermediate group, because they are such a wonderful source of knowledge, and they have unlimited patience for people who are beginners. And they also have like a set of modules that you can read through on where to start with everything. And if you're not kind of into that idea, go and binge watch all of the videos over at Liz So's channel, because she's basically got an entire YouTube channel dedicated to showing people how to start making bras from the very beginning. She talks about the types of fabric you'll need, and she also has walkthroughs for a lot of the commonly available PDF and paper patterns that you will find for bras. So this is my Emerald Erin Black Beauty that I made in this fabulous skull lace. Cups are made out of a turquoise bra foam, which I purchased from Fit to Sew. Originally, the plan was to make the bra cups out of this plum bra foam. But the problem with that is that when you overlay the skull lace over this bra foam, you lose any contrast, so you can't actually see the skulls that easily. It just could be any lace, and I really didn't want that, which is why I went for a really bright turquoise underneath it. I'm very, very happy with it. I wore it all day yesterday, and I'm pleased to say it's extremely comfortable, and I think that's one of the reasons why people go through the palaver of making their own bras, is because once you've nailed the fit, it honestly feels like you are wearing nothing. Like, I think probably 80% of women have issues with bras, otherwise why would there be so many memes about people taking their bras off at the end of the day? Yeah, we shouldn't have to cope with underwires that dig into your side boob, and or underwires that like dig into your sternum, or back bands that leave welts in your skin when you take it off. Like, this is not normal. And probably, yeah, like most people would benefit from just going for a good fitting, but also if you sew, this is like, people think that this is like magical woo, and it's not really. Like, it's easily doable, and if I can do it, then people out there, you guys, can definitely do it, because like, it's just practice. It's not like, I wasn't born knowing how to do this. Anyway, I think everyone should have a go at trying to sew a bra, because once you nail a fit, bras are not necessarily the evil that everyone makes them out to be. Anyway, I digress. I think everyone should have a go at bra making. That's my party line. Okay. Right. I'm now going to talk about two pieces that I made that are kind of, I think I referred to them as the Holy Trinity of wardrobe staples in the last vlog. And I did get around to sewing them all. So the first was this sort of chunky corduroy stretchy skirt, which is delightful. And then the second thing that I said I was going to make was this Rowan bodysuit by Megan Nielsen. So I was really careful when I looked at the sizing on the pattern to make sure that I picked my exact body measurements and graded in or out where necessary. The kind of fit is just slightly too, it's mostly an issue across the chest and in the neck. So I did post a little whingy rant about this on my stories, but the neck is like more like a funnel neck. I actually revisited this. I ripped the neck off, because what I was finding was I could actually just pinch 2 inches out of the neck. So it was kind of standing away from my neck like a weird funnel neck, and I really didn't like it. So I ripped the neck off, I measured my neck, which is tiny, it's like 12.5 inches or something. And then I measured that against the actual neck piece, which was easily 4 inches too big when I could see it down flat on the table against my measurements. So I cut it down and I put a new seam in it and stretched it onto the neckline, which, you know, it looks fine. But even when I try it on, because the neckline is so low and so wide, the funnel neck, it's still like only like a little funnel, close fitting funnel neck, because the turtleneck doesn't come up far enough. So this is one of the reasons why I bought the Nico pattern by True Bias, because it actually looks like the neckline of that is higher and you get a proper true turtleneck. So I'm going to try that, and even though that doesn't come in a bodysuit version, I think that what I can probably do is mash some high-waisted knickers together with that pattern to make my own bodysuit. So I'm going to give that a try probably and post a comparison. The second thing I talked about in that kind of holy trinity is these shiny leggings. I said that I was going to make these and I was on the hunt for a leggings pattern. I did consider buying the Helen's Closet Avery leggings pattern, which was very highly recommended. And then I found this leggings pattern by Do It Better Yourself Club, which was free to download. And the company themselves look like they're very inclusive in terms of the models that they use. So I thought I'd try it. And I was pleasantly surprised, actually. I did a muslin using black jersey, which was very successful and fit very well. Again, I had to grade between sizes because the block that this was based on looked like it was made for very curvy people. I'm not that curvy. So I had to grade the hips down slightly, but that wasn't too much of an issue. And they fit me very well in jersey. However, when I made the same size in this sort of stretchy wet look jersey, it's just not as stretchy as my cotton lycra. And so they are so tight. They're skin tight in the way that you can see all the seams wanting to give way. So although I did manage to get them on, I will not be showing you any modelled photos of those. Very nearly forgot to talk about the band t-shirts that I restyled. You can go and watch the video that I posted last week, which takes you through the entire process. I'm not going to relive it all here, but it was a really fun project. I took 3 different t-shirts and styled them in different ways. I made this t-shirt dress from this Lost Boys print, which was a gigantic, huge men's t-shirt that I found online a few years ago. And I also restyled 2 of my beloved Arctangent t-shirts. And I now have 3 very wearable t-shirts. They were wearable before, but more wearable now, I think. So the last thing that I made in November was some skinny fit black joggers. I shall take some photos and pop them up here. But basically they are by Nicole Akong. Under her brand House of Akong. I made them in a black French terry with a ribbing waistband. I didn't make any modifications purely because I felt like if I made modifications, Nicole would never know whether any fit issues were down to her pattern drafting or my modifications. So I made them exactly as they were prescribed in my size. And they fit me very well indeed. The only modification I think I would need to make is probably they need length out of them because it ruins the tapered silhouette when there's like quite a lot of bagging going on at the legs. Shall we move on to things that I plan to make in December? It's tradition for me to have an ugly Christmas jumper on Christmas Day, and a couple of years ago I found a Star Wars jumper that I felt fit the bill, but as is usual in our society, the funniest jumpers and like cheesy jumpers only ever seem to be in men's fit. Like all of the women's jumpers all seem to be like sparkly and cutesy and chic, for want of a better word, if that can ever be applied to Christmas jumpers. So I found this amazing Star Wars jumper, which is Luke, Han, Leia and Chewie all carol singing, and I absolutely love it. and I bought it back when I really wasn't very good at sewing, and I had a bash, you can see probably, of cutting it open and resizing it. And I think I left it until like last thing on Christmas Eve, and then I kind of lost my bottle and never finished it. But now I have a bit more sewing under my belt, and I think I could probably rescue this. So I'm going to resize it for Christmas Day so that I have a cool, funny Star Wars ugly Christmas jumper to wear. And then I also have this purple crushed velvet. This is the reason why I bought the Nico True Bias pattern. I want to make myself a Nico dress, which will be like a full length maxi turtleneck bodycon. So that will be probably for Boxing Day. So earlier we briefly discussed this fabric, which is the UV reactive leopard print, and I'm going to make a House of Boo long sleeve skater dress for my youngest daughter. Possibly going to make some more bodysuits. This time I'm going to try the Nico True Bias turtleneck pattern, but it's only for a top, so I'm going to have to mash it with some high-waisted pants, a pattern obviously for high-waisted pants, and I think I'll use the Olulu Ava high-waisted pants pattern for that. So I'll probably post about that over on Instagram in my stories, because that's where I post all these kinds of random experimental things that I try. And I'll post a comparison of the two bodysuits. I'll probably buy some more rib and try and do a direct comparison of the Rowan and the Nico and see how different they are and whether one fits better than the other. My theory is that the True Bias one will fit me better, but we'll see. And then I do want to get round to making some more Yanta overalls. That's the Helen's Closet Yanta overalls, and I'm going to make them in this plum coloured check fabric. So I kind of seem to be drawn to this colour at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to make some more Yanta overalls, I think, just because I get so much wear out of my black ones. And no doubt there will be a bra sprinkled in amongst that stuff. I don't want to overcommit myself too much in case I'm not actually all that prolific in December, but yeah, those are the key things that I'd like to get ticked off the list, I think. So that's that really. It was a really prolific month. I was really glad to have done the vlog, and judging by the amount of views and likes it's had, I guess you guys really liked it too, and I seem to be getting more and more subscribers. I'm very, very close to 3,000 subscribers now, so I'm incredibly grateful to everyone who has subscribed, everyone who follows me on Instagram. I really love you all. I'm so pleased that you are enjoying the things that I'm putting out there into the social media world. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'll post a vlog like this every month. And if you do celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a really joyful and happy one, and a Happy New Year. And I will see you all next time in 2021. Bye!